Hi everyone, welcome back. Let's write some more Leetcode today. Today we are solving count subarrays of length 3 with a condition. So the problem states that we are given an integer array nums, and we want to return the number of subarrays of length 3 such that the sum of the first and third numbers will be exactly half of the second number. So if we look at this example, we can return 1 because we have one subarray right here. 1 plus 1 is 2, which is half of 4. So we return 1. And if we look over here, there's no subarrays where the first and third is half of the middle, so we return 0. So now that we have seen some examples, let's get to how we can solve this problem. So this problem is pretty straightforward, but we will look from the second element to the second to last element. And if we see that the element to the left and right of it added together is half of the element that we are on, then we update the result by 1. So let's go over this example real quick. We start at 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. It is now half of 2. Moving to the next element, 4 plus 2 is 6, which is now half of 1. Now in the next element, 1 plus 1 is 2, which is half of 4. So we can add 1 to result. And now we have come to the second to last element, so we can return 1 as our result. So the time complexity would be O of n, where n is the number of elements in the array, because that's the number of elements we will iterate through. And the space complexity would be O of 1, because we are not using any extra space. So now let's get to the coding part. So first, we will initialize result to 0. And then we will iterate for I in range 1 to length of nums minus 1. So if nums of I is equal to the sum of I minus 1 plus the nums of I plus 1 times 2, if those are equal, then we can update the result or increment the result by 1. And then we can return result after the for loop, see if it works. Okay, perfect. Thank you all for watching. Hope this was helpful. If you have any other questions or comments, feel free to leave it in the comment section, and I hope to see you all again soon.